I'm now going to do a demonstration to show you why implementing equals and hash code in your domain classes is critical for those classes to function properly within your systems development, particularly when you are using collections, which we very frequently use as far as developing systems. So I have a very simple person class. This is a domain class that has these attributes: name, age, weight, and height. And I've used my IDE to auto-generate the hash code and equals methods to determine equality based upon those attributes. So you can see, for instance, in the equals implementation, it does some preliminary checks to say, are the objects basically equal? And if so, then it goes on to compare based upon the attributes themselves. And they all have to match up between the objects for Java to declare that the two objects are equal. Okay, so now that we have equality checks built into our domain class, I'm going to do a demo showing how we can do deduplication of our data, which we frequently do when we're doing some type of data scrubbing or something like that, using a very simple mechanism that's built into the Java Collections framework. That's a set collection type. And one of the key properties of a set is that it doesn't allow duplicates. So if I add one person here with one set of attributes to a set, the next time I try and add another person instance that happens to have exactly the same attributes as I have here to that set, it should fail. So let me try this experiment out. So I'm going to create a set instance here of persons, call it person set, and I'm going to back that with a hash set implementation, one of the most basic set implementations in the Java Collections framework. And then I'm going to add those two person instances that I've declared above to this set and see what happens. And I'm going to use some JUnit assertions to validate my assumptions. So I'm going to say assert true that adding person 1 to that set succeeds. But because person 2 has the same attributes and should be considered equal to my person 1 instance, I'm going to assert that trying to add person 2 to that set should fail. So I'm going to try that here. And so I'm asserting that person 1, adding that to the set, should succeed, while adding person 2 to the set should fail. So let me try that test. Good, that validates. Now let me do a couple other tests here. So now I'm going to assert that when I try a contains operation to validate that the set contains a certain instance, that it succeeds. So I'm going to do contains person 1. I know person 1 got added, right? But person 2 did not get added. But here's going to show you something interesting. So first I'm going to show you the obvious one. Person set contains person 1. This should succeed. Great. However, this one might blow your mind a little bit. If I check that person 2 is contained in the set, I know it didn't get added, but let me do a validation here. I'm going to assume that person 2 is contained in this set. It does actually succeed. Now, why is that? Well, because person 1 and person 2 are equal based upon their attributes, then when I try to do a contains comparison to see if a person 2 or any person instance that has the same attributes as the person 1 that I added is in the set, that should also return true. Hope that was clear. Thank you.